the South Pole. We're going to the South Pole. This is the rich people trip to the South Pole continent, the seventh continent. There are two ways to get to the South Pole. From South Africa, it's the hardest because you board a plane for 5.5 hours to get to the edge of the South Pole, or from Argentina and Chile, where you get on a tourist ship for 14 days to get to just parts of the South Pole, this tale. But today, we're in Cape Town. This is the farthest point in Africa, in the city of Cape Town. Before we go, we had to prepare for this trip because it's not easy. Let me sit down and explain. Now, this trip is very difficult and no airline or any company can fly to the South Pole from South Africa except for this company. Yeah, they invited me. Only 400 people a year can go there from South Africa. You can imagine how difficult it is. Everyone coming with me are all rich. The richest of the rich. How rich do they have to be to go to the South Pole? Let's see. I can either stay for 7 days or go for 1 day and come back. 7 days, I'll be completely disconnected from the internet. Maybe there aren't many activities, so I choose to go for 1 day and come back. It's not a small plane. It's hard. It's hard for a small plane to get there. Peace be upon the Prophet, in the name of Allah. I don't know what to expect, but I'm optimistic. Hit like. I'll stay here for 2 days. We have a briefing. I'll take you to it now. Let's go. The temperature will not be normal. We have a briefing. Check this out. This is where we should buy some clothes. You have to wear layers. They say that there's a specific temperature in which the plane can land in the South Pole.
We call it our simulator, so you can feel what it's like in Antarctica at the moment.
Woo! You can experience the temperature in this room. But I'm not ready. There are special clothes for the trip.
We do more flying in Antarctica than anybody except the US government.
The onward ticket and the return ticket. This is the runway's name, in which we'll land. Okay, tomorrow at 4 a.m. we'll leave. The tickets are ready. The boarding pass looks strange. It's not like the one we usually get, because this trip is not usual. Yes, to the South Pole. Is the Earth flat? But it's weird because flying over the South Pole is not permitted. If I fly over the South Pole, I'll get to New Zealand and Australia. Good morning. This trip, we'll get into the plane in a bit at 4:30 a.m. Getting your passport just like going on a regular international flight.
All the way from Singapore.
I'm not that rich like you, Joe. From Singapore to Dubai and then from Dubai to Cape Town. Now with you to Antarctica.
Did you enjoy it?
This is the plane we're boarding. It looks like a presidential plane. So why are we boarding this plane and why is it so huge and we're all going on business class? It's because this plane is prepared in case we couldn't land there, we'll be able to come back. Wow, it's 6 a.m. and there's a 2-hour time difference there with London time. Airbus 340. It landed there for the first time in 2021. Look, everyone is on business class. This plane used to be owned by Emirates Airline until they sold it to this company, and it started flying to the South Pole. In the name of Allah, we go to the South Pole, a strange trip. You can't imagine where we're going, a strange place. I don't know, in the hotel they asked me where I'm going and told them I'm going to the South Pole and come back. The plane is empty, nobody's here.
Economy.
And today we're flying once more to Antarctica, to Wolfsfang. It's our flight time today, approximately 5 hours and 18 minutes or so.
How unique is the destination there? How unique it is?
It is unique. It is unique because we're landing on ice. It's clear ice that we're landing on. Yeah, it's a challenging flight.
On to Antarctica.
Is indicated by transit or lightning.
We're leaving, going south. South from Africa. Now we'll see Cape of Good Hope, the farthest point in Africa.
It's a 3 kilometers runway. Last year we managed to put some lights also, so in order from a distance you can identify the runway because the approach is a visual approach.
I'm going to throw the bag down here.
This is the coldest, driest and windiest continent. It's the farthest point on Earth. It has no people and no local residents. We have to prepare ourselves and wear layers. If you don't put on sunscreen, they say you'll burn in 5 minutes. This is the largest desert in the world. We're going to it.
130, 30, 20, retard, retard.
Wow, why is the light so intense? This is the first in the name of Allah. I stepped into Antarctica. Ooh, where are we? Where's my group? The light is so intense.
We'll head off onto our luxury vehicle.
Excellent.
I can't see. This is the snow removal vehicle. This is our truck. The sun is too bright, I have no idea what's happening. I'm in the 7th continent. What's that? What kind of transportation is this? The sun shines in these 4 months, November, December, January, and February, for 24 hours. They're the summer months in the South Pole.
About like that.
We'll get down now to the blue ice. This is one of the activities that you can do in the South Pole. Check out the blue ice.
The blue is because of the reflection of the sky.
Okay, the reflection of the sky.
Look, these layers are all frozen. The plane's engine is still on. We'll stay 4 hours here. We'll then finish 12 hours when we leave this place. This is Antarctica. There are special trips that are very difficult. They also fly small planes from here to the center of the South Pole. This is Antarctica. Antarctica is a Greek word, which means opposite of the North Pole. The continent is called Antarctica, the whole continent. But the South Pole, you need 7 hours on a small plane to get to it. That's the plane. A 7-day trip here costs $105,000. 12 hours costs $15,000, all thanks to you. It's because of you, by the way.
What, we're gonna go under the ground?
Exact. We go inside.
What? Really?
Yes, we go inside. Really? Exactly.
Okay.
You need air. Don't hesitate to
We go to visit inside. What's happened?
What's inside Antarctica, man? I don't know.
We're going underneath. Under Antarctica now.
You okay, man? But nobody own it. Like, no any country own this Antarctica.
So exactly, no one owns Antarctica.
Nobody controls this continent. Why? Because after World War II, what happened was countries agreed and signed a treaty that no country should set a military base here and that it becomes demilitarized and it becomes environmentally protected and no one should own it. This is the only continent that has no indigenous people. There are no indigenous people to discover their culture because nobody lives here. Nobody has ever lived here. It's the last continent and the last place that humans discovered. This place on Earth is the closest to the sun, while the North Pole is the farthest from the sun in this time of the year. So there it's winter, and the sun disappears for a long time. But here, below the equator, it's summer. Also, the snow's color reflects sunlight, which can hurt the eyes if you don't wear sunglasses made for a place like this. Wear my sunglasses, I was just talking about them. It's an actual desert. Unlike the North Pole is an ocean. Of course, this is the coldest place on Earth.
Coldest place on Earth.
Not the one I went to in Siberia. This is the coldest place on Earth. Now it's summer, and the temperature, minus 10, minus 20 degrees. In winter, it can get to minus 82.
World's coldest, windiest continent, where temperatures reach 90 below.
The coastline's hundreds of kilometers away that way, and we're really on continent. You can see we're surrounded by some of the most beautiful mountains here.
I'm coming.
Oh, I have to catch the plane. It's an experience of a lifetime. Now, I went to 6 continents. Only Australia is left.
Coal, oil, uranium, and penguins.